Welcome, we're going to be kicking off the first operation in Regiments. This operation is called Dissonance. I'm not going to read through the full text here, so feel free to pause if you want to read through it. The story behind this one is the 4th Motorschützen Division of the East German Army is defecting, set up their own Freie Republik Deutschland, and you, as the commander of the 16th Panzer Regiment of the East German Army, have to go in and crush this rebellion. We're going to be starting off on the hard difficulty. I'm leaving all the advanced rules on the defaults for now, but if we decide later on we'll want to change those, we can do that for another operation. So let's get started. Looking at the forces we have to start here, only one recon unit. Recon's pretty critical in regiments, I think. Being able to find out exactly where your units need to be deployed is important. In recon units, if you look at the vision range, have a really good vision compared to the tanks, about 1,000 meters further. So as it takes your units a while to move around, being able to send them to the right spot right away is important. So we've got 100 operational authority to start with. Looking at where I want to spend that, I don't think I'm going to go for deployment points right away, because we don't have enough units to really make that worth it. Plenty of supplies, tactical support. We've only got 2 artillery strikes, and they're fairly cheap. So I think I'm going to go for a task force. Can't afford the command group, but we can afford the others. We have some T-55s, some BMP-1s, and looking at those upgraded, you can add some Gvozdikas too. And then we have a recon and assault engineer or rifleman group. See, do we have artillery in our base group? No, we don't have any artillery, but we do have a mortar. Let's go with this mechanized task force. Get 2 units right off the bat. And as we're, especially if we get chewed up later on, having more potential platoons to call in is going to be really helpful. Before we get started, the operation log, I like to read through these. It gives a really nice narrative on the campaign. So here we find out that not all of the rebels were swayed. They've got a company of troops hanging out near Lauterbach. So we have to break the encirclement and help them hold out. And this gives more background on it. Really seems to be just a rebel battle group that we're going to have to take down. Now, choosing our events. Let's see. So interdiction is going to be rough. That's 2 platoons that can't be deployed. If we do airspace denied, we don't have any air tactical aids or helicopters right now. So that one's going to be easy. Then we also get blitz and divisional artillery. Divisional artillery could be useful later on if we really want to break through, because then we can just pound those positions with artillery. I don't know if I want to do blitz yet, because we don't know exactly how the battlefield looks. I think that one works better when you have a plan, you know where you want to attack, and you can make the most of it. So let's go with airspace denied and just get that bad one out of the way. Alright, so let's look at the battlefield we've got here. So on the east side of the map, and I'm just going to, I guess it's technically the south side, but I like to just refer to it as the camera orientation is. So we've got some units here, look like decent units, BMPs, they do have a mortar, and they're holding Lauterbach. So what we've really got to do is break through as quick as possible, but it's a long way to there. So we've got to capture at least these 3 points probably to open that route through. And let's see, we don't need to push further, but having more operational authority is really going to help us with replacing losses and getting some new upgraded battle groups. So I'm going to start sending my recon ahead. I'm just going to bring in a mortar there for some fire support. Oh, I do have helicopters. Well, I'll just plan not to use them as much this time. And I'm going to send a mechanized infantry platoon and a tank platoon into that forest. And you know what, let's send another recon platoon there as well. And we'll have this mechanized infantry ready to go. Let's get started. Speed it up a little while we get everyone into position until we make some contact. There we go. Alright, so we see an enemy there. Our mortar should be opening fire. Once they get a little suppressed, okay, so let's smoke this off and get as much fire as we can on this position. So let's get our riflemen moving forward. Let's get these riflemen dismounted. Alright, let's call in this other BTR unit and get them coming in. Now we've got these riflemen close, so let's dismount them and get all the firepower we can. And we're actually putting some damage on this T-55, so that is good. It's only a T-55. It's going to have trouble penetrating our T-72s. Not to say they won't take damage, but it should be much reduced. So our mortars are helping put some fire on these guys as well. Alright, so those riflemen are just about done. They're pulling out. Let's get these T-72s moving up. Now these riflemen also have an AT unit, which is good, because we're facing 2 tank units and otherwise would have a little trouble taking those out. They are over 800 meters away, so let's close that gap. We're going to be moving out of cover, so let's smoke this off and focus on taking Bischofroda for now. And where's my mortar? Put that guy in a command group just so I can select it as quickly as possible. And let's take out these riflemen. That's going to be important for us. Alright, bring in more T-72s now that they're prepared. These BTRs are in trouble, so let's get them out of there. I'm going to try to preserve my units as much as I can. Really don't want to lose units and have to spend my authority replacing them. Alright, I'll admit taking that, the air cover one, that might have been a mistake because I could really use a helicopter right about now. Alright, let's hit this guy with artillery, try to shut that down. Now so far all of my tanks are still intact. We just need to get these riflemen out. Get them out of here. And then we can start to take this point. Alright, let's get this recon unit out before they get in trouble. Alright, so those riflemen are bailing. And let's keep moving up. Alright, that tank unit is bailing also. So let's see how these guys are doing. They're holding up. We just got to break through. And that's going to be hard, but I think we can make it while they still have a chance holding out. Alright, so these tanks are almost out of ammo, and they're getting damaged. And just want to keep them alive. That's when it'll cost supplies to repair them, but not operational authority. And we want to conserve that and really make the most of it. Okay. So let's smoke this off. I don't want that tank hitting me anymore. And with these 2 new mechanized units, we can definitely push through.
Zone capture.
Alright. So let's get that up there. And this T-72, let's take out this T-55. Should be able to penetrate that no problem. T-55s only have, I can't remember if it's 8 or 4 armor. Okay. So they have more units there than we initially thought. So this is going to be a challenge, but we can handle it. Alright, so their tank is pulling back. And we've got some points to start bringing in new units. Bring up those tanks again. They're repaired, so we should be in good shape. BRDM2s aren't super useful, They can put a little bit of strain on infantry, but mostly they're just there for the vision. We can bring in the BRM-1Ks. Those have a more powerful cannon on it, can take out IFVs as well. Alright, so let's smoke this off, and we will rush our BTR-70s up there. Get them up as quickly as possible. So we want to get them fast moving, and then once we get close enough, we'll dismount and try to get them in cover. Take that defensive bonus, keep them alive as long as we can. And we can call in our tanks and our other recon unit. I don't have a specific spot for them right now, but we're just getting them in the fight. Alright, so with our infantry close, that's a lot of firepower we can put on these tanks. And range also plays a role when they're dug in. The closer you are, the less it matters that they're dug in. So make sure we're just getting as much firepower as we can, suppressing these guys, these riflemen. This BTR is a little damaged, and just keeping them alive. Keeping these guys available. The infantry don't cost operational authority to replace, so we just want to keep them available to keep fighting. Alright, so they're counterattacking us here. So let's redirect some of our units to take them out. We're catching them in the open. It looks like they're sending some anti-air at us. So that actually shouldn't be too bad, especially with those T-72s. They should be able to take them out without much trouble. Yep. Yeah, I think we've got this. They're panicking. They're suppressed. We're in good shape here. Alright, let's pull the Sandy back. Mostly just because we need to refill ammo, and I don't have a supply truck called in. Yeah, so let's take out the Shulka. That can still do some damage to our infantry. And hopefully they'll hit it. Their accuracy isn't fantastic on the T-72s. Alright, so we got more BTRs to call in, with riflemen. I think we held this counterattack pretty well. Let's pull this tank up here. Make sure we're not in too much trouble. Yeah. You know what? Let's pull these guys back, get them refitted, and then we will move out for the next one. Next is Hill 90. So once Hill 90 is open, we'll have an open route to the Lauterbach victory points. And with that, we'll be able to start reinforcing them, help them out once they start taking some hits. And we can also kind of flank this formation that's attacking them right now. So we have a lot of points here to, a lot of deployment points to call people in. Let's get some mortars up here. Let's see. I could call in supply, but I'm going to wait and call in the other infantry instead. So we've got heavy artillery coming in. Just want to make sure we're not calling that in on top of our own guys, because that will do some damage. So now let's start attacking. They're going to be suppressed. It's going to be a lot of damage on the infantry. And here they have some T-72s, so those are going to be a little more challenging to deal with. Hopefully our T-72s over here flanking them can get some side shots. And really start to put a hurt on them. I'm gonna smoke it just because I'm assuming there's other units in there, and as we get closer, I don't want them hitting my troops. So that's good. Let's get cover here. Let's go for it. We do have another heavy artillery strike we can call in. I don't think I need it at this moment, and I don't want to waste those points. So let's wait until we really need it. How's this unit doing? Okay, so they've got... Let's see, they can see us, but we can't see them. Let's see. Let's get this T-72 up there and see if we can hit it on the side. Get our BTRs up as quick as possible. Let's see. Well, let's drop some heavy artillery on it. I think it's worth it to get this unit taken care of. Now once we get Hill 90 taken care of, could start to push forward, and once we start pushing forward, the goal there is really to not necessarily take all the points, but to pick up operational authority. So since we're just looking at picking up operational authority, we've got to make sure it's a good trade, that we're not losing more units in taking that than we're gaining in operational authority by taking it.
Zone capture.
So now this tank is fully suppressed. We can go ahead and get that other recon unit in, and we'll try to hit him with this other T-72. Should make quick work of it. They're heavily damaged, they're suppressed. We should be good. Huh, I wonder... Oh, there's a hill here, so we didn't have a good sight line. There we go. Now they're pulling back. And we've got Hill 90, so let's get our infantry in this tree line, so they have a better sight line at what's going on. So we've got 60 points now, going up to 100, so we'll be able to call in our other T-72s once that's ready. I think we'll leave our deployment as it is for now. Let's see what else we can do here. So this guy at Charlie, he's pretty safe. Alright, which BTR-70 is under attack? These guys, got it. Let's see if we can hit this Shilka here. I wonder why we're not able to. Let's move along. Alright, so we've got some infantry in this tree line. Okay, that T-72 needs to refit. You know, we've got a chance to push for the Grove here. Let's do that. So they're still a little far away for anti-tank weapons. And let's have our mortars focus over here. Alright. So those guys are taken care of. We can call in more tanks in a little bit here. Now we're making progress. Okay. So let's bring in our other T-72s and make sure we're holding this flank well. So these are just BTR-152s that don't have any troops left, so we can take them out pretty quick. This is BTR-70, so we're even here, but they're down to 2 vehicles, fewer troops than we have. We've got side shots, and we've got the BRDM-2, which is only a machine gun, but still is going to be additional fire on them. We're not holding up too well. That's a little weird. Let's pull back. Let's see what's going on. Alright, let's get our recon on this hill. Should give us a really good view of what's going on. Make sure we're moving up our mortars so that they're still in range to do some stuff. Ooh, let's get our recon. Lost the recon platoon.
5
Not
minutes
ideal.
remaining.
And this is a little riskier than I would like. But let's see. Let's see. I've got decent frontal armor. They don't have many troops left, so hopefully we can hold up. You know, let's get our riflemen over there as quick as we can. Don't want to call in heavy artillery and risk hitting my own guys. This is where we're going to push. We're going to push for the grove, and we're going to try to get the farm by the end of the phase if we can. Alright, so now our mortar's calling in too. Good, good. Still at 99% durability, so not too worried. Should take out this last BTR with no trouble. Yep, they're pulling back. One thing to be careful of is mortars do cause friendly fire damage. So don't get too excited with mortars. So let's capture the grove. We've got, let's see, yep, we've got our other BTR coming up. Alright, so let's get our tanks up on this hill and see. It's too far right now. We're just going to try to flank this other unit. Oh, you know what? This is a great time for heavy artillery. They group together in one spot. So let's see what we can do.
Zone capture.
They're taking some decent hits from our allies over there. And we do have more units to call in. Let's get those recon guys up here. There's more support. Here we go. Now we've got artillery coming in. Alright. They're moving away from the artillery. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but I have seen some good AI in this game and how they react to taking fire. So it's possible that they were reacting to the artillery coming in and trying to get out of the way. But now with our T-72s flanking them, we should be in great shape. So first let's smoke off the farm and get into good positions to fire on it. Let's get this other BTR up as quick as we can. And let's call in a mortar so we've got some fire support. Not sure if we'll get there before the phase ends, but we'll see. Alright, unload that BTR and take out the Shilka as quick as we can. Now if he fires on our infantry, that'll cause us some problems. Hopefully it just fires at the tanks, because they should take really minimal damage from it. Now the Shilka's suppressed. And I think we'll be in good shape. Yep, got it. Alright, so things are looking good for the first phase here. You know, we could try to get aggressive and take this facility in the middle. We've got the forces to do it. Let's just make sure we're getting as much fire as we can on these riflemen all at once. Get them suppressed quickly. What about our mortar? Can you hit that? Not yet. Now our tank is taking some hits. Let's get you out of there before we lose one. So they popped smoke, pulled back. And let's advance these riflemen. Get them in there, nice and close. So we called in artillery on these guys at the facility. Still hanging in there.
Zone captured.
But we're getting some fire on them. Let's see if our tanks can get there in time. And we captured the farm now too. let's just get into the tree line, make sure we're in a good spot before we decide what to do next. So for the next phase, and that's really all we're going to be doing here, is preparing for the
1
next
minute
phase.
remaining.
Making sure we don't take any unnecessary losses and getting our units in the best positions we can. 50 seconds, probably not enough time to call in anything else. But you know, let's get these guys in there. There we go. They're retreating. I think we might be able to capture this facility right now. And let's get our tank over here and just get eyes on what's going on in the clearing. Now, we see they have 2 entrance points. Just 2, right? Yeah, just 2 on the map. So if they counterattack us, they'll probably come over here or come through Naza to facility after we take clearing next phase. So I'm just hoping that... I'm not certain how this will work with a partially captured point when the phase ends. Alright, so our losses, 32 dead, 96 dead for blue, but wounded, much better. Totals look really good, but vehicles lost, 6 to 47. Look at the units that really did it. 3 Zentrum, these guys were great. Took out 5 BTRs, 2 T-72s, 2 T-55s, 2 other BTRs. They did a great job. These tank platoons are going to be key for us. So yeah, we had a really successful armored push and try to just use smoke, use artillery, and be really quick on pulling back. This is my first time playing on the hard difficulty, so I'm trying to be a little more cautious and pay attention to force preservation so that we can really make the most out of the operational authority we have. Now we're going to call it here, but I just want to take a look at what things look like for the next phase. We've got 157 operational authority. So that puts us in a good spot to upgrade our task force, call in a new one, and replace some of the minimal losses that we did take. Alright, that wraps up the first phase. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked what we're doing here. And come back for phase 2 of this operation. Thanks.